My beloved, pause for a moment and receive these words deeply. Within you, there is a stirring, a deep disturbance, a relentless pressure, a whispering doubt keen to rob you of your authentic peace. You may believe this struggle stems from your own weakness, but that is not so. Those who seek to hinder you do not waste their efforts on the faint-hearted. They pursue your spirit because they recognize the profound reason for your existence. They sense a power within you that you have yet to fully embrace. Their aim is to cloud your vision, to dim your light, and to persuade you that you hold no value. They do this because they know the immense force you carry, and that when you awaken to your full potential, all opposing shadows must retreat. This truth is revealed or hidden within your mind, where the battle for your spirit is fought. Right now, this inner conflict is active. So I ask you now, declare your truth with me. Say aloud, I am called. I await your step forward. Do not turn away before the final word, for this understanding will change everything for you. Those who stand against you do not seek the weak. They relentlessly pursue those whose inner core holds great power, for they fear what they cannot control. For a long time, they have obscured your understanding, distorted your thoughts, and tried to diminish your inherent brilliance, convincing you that you lacked value. This was not because you were easily hurt. Such efforts require far greater purpose. They act against you because they perceive a reality that is yet unseen by your own eyes. You are destined for a profound purpose. Across whispered doubts planted in your mind, barriers placed in your path, and even through the influence of those close to you, they seek to halt your progress and make you question your very reason for being. Above all, they fear the moment you truly grasp your own power. For when a spirit meant for greatness awakens to its full potential, every opposing force must fall away. Listen carefully, for this is no fleeting comfort or distraction. The insight I share is transformative. The test has already begun. It is fought not with swords or physical blows, but through cunning diversion, draining your attention, and trying to erode your inner strength. Your mind is the battlefield where this contention unfolds moment by moment. Every hesitation, every doubt about your true essence gives those forces an advantage. You have encountered suffering, loneliness, and hardship not because misfortune is your fate, but because your very presence stirs fear in your adversaries. Nothing disturbs them more than a soul destined for prominence who recognizes its own power. This power is not something you can buy, learn, or fake. It was placed deep within you before your journey on this earth began, etched into your very core. Though your foes may observe you, imitate your actions, and attempt to drain your unique essence, they can never be you. This reality profoundly unsettles them. It is why they work relentlessly to hide your true nature, even from your own memory. Those chosen for great purpose possess a light that pushes back darkness and an undeniable force that commands respect. Even when you feel invisible, know that they watch closely. Even amid self-doubt, they sense your power. Reflect on your path, the repeated setbacks, the betrayals from those you trusted, the moments of emptiness and collapse just as you prepared to rise. These were no accidents, but calculated moves in a grand design to keep you from your destined way. The people placed in your experience with intent aim to deplete your energy, shift your focus, and weaken your resolve. Not because you are fragile, but because your strength is vast and undeniable. They seek to trap you in cycles of doubt, draining bonds and distractions to deplete the space and vitality necessary for you to see and pursue your true path. You are not created to blend in with the crowd. You were meant to lead. The larger plan has chosen you, and none of their efforts can overturn it. They may spread lies, cunning tricks, and attempt to break you apart, but they can never replace your unique place. Instead, they work to make you doubt yourself endlessly, wearing you down until you feel lost and unsure. But the instant you choose to claim your inner power fully, everything will change. So I ask again, are you ready to awaken, or will you remain sleeping while your core weakens? This is a crucial moment where you either accept your true path or let others keep you trapped in their illusions. The choice is yours. Proclaim now. Are you prepared to receive this wisdom no matter what it demands? For once this truth is rooted within you, there is no going back. Those who oppose you recognized your true essence long before you did. They saw your difference, your strength, and feared it deeply, long before you wondered why your life was unlike others, why you often felt apart, why disappointments cut deeply and success felt distant. Their gaze was fixed upon you. They sensed the natural, unbreakable power within, a force that cannot be bought, stolen, or pretended. This is why they started opposing you before you truly started to rise. They followed you like hunters track a prize, not because of weakness, but because of your inner strength. They planted doubts and obstacles even before you could find stability, not out of disbelief in your power, but because they understood its vast potential. Have you ever considered why your existence feels so distinct? Why those who should have shown the most love sometimes inflicted the deepest wounds? Why you have been surrounded by people who could not understand you, who carried secret resentment, and who sought to prevent your rise before you could fully ascend? This is no coincidence. It is a carefully crafted experience meant to weaken those destined for great impact before they fully realize their potential. Your enemies do not wait for you to reach your peak power before challenging you. They strike early and often, my beloved. There is a profound truth many will try to hide. The life force within you is your undeniable power. This strength is something they cannot produce themselves. It is a gift they will never possess. No matter how closely they watch you, imitate you, or attempt to steal your essence, this inner truth remains beyond their reach. That is why they labor so hard to confuse you, wear down your purpose, and drain your vital energy. They need you blind to your own depth, compliant enough to be easily controlled. Consider this. Those with the most profound abilities, the clearest vision, and the brightest spirits often face the harshest trials, betrayals, and obstacles. This is not a sign of bad luck, but targeted opposition. From your very first breath, you presented a challenge they could not overlook. Their sole goal was to ensure you never recognize your own power. My child, the deep pains inflicted by those you hold dear surface because your inner light exposes what others hide within. Your presence reveals their hidden aspects, and they resent your might because they lack its equal. Your warmth ignites their jealousy, for they have no such spark. When others cannot understand or channel what they see in you, their instinct is to diminish it. Pause now and acknowledge the question rising in your mind. If your nature is truly unique, why is your path so difficult? Why do trials and loneliness seem endless? This is the question others hope you will fixate on, to see hardship as weakness. But these trials are signs of your true strength. The mightiest spirits endure the toughest tests. Real resilience and power emerge through opposing forces. Your journey was never meant to be easy because you are not destined for the ordinary. You were created to challenge old patterns, confront falsehoods, and tread a path few can follow. Throughout history, those with exceptional inner gifts have faced unease and resistance because their very existence exposes what is false. This is exactly your effect, even if you do not entirely feel it yet. Your presence disrupts others. Your power reveals their doubts, and this causes distance even among friends. Despite efforts to fit in, you never fully blend. But this truth unsettles those opposed to you. They fear your awakening. With every attempt to suppress you, your strength grows stronger. With every burden they place on you, your spirit becomes more determined. Their grip loosens because their greatest fear is unfolding before them. You are beginning to understand what is true. So why the endless assaults, the never-ending trials, because they know once you accept your inherent power, they can no longer control or diminish you. This realization terrifies them. What will you choose now? Will you let them steer your course, remain blind to your power, or stand up and claim all that has always belonged to you? The internal struggle continues to grow, and nothing frightens them more than a soul fully awakened to its own nature. I await your declaration. Proclaim what is truly yours. When you embrace your life's profound purpose, your reality will shift beyond imagination. Opponents will retreat, obstacles will crumble, and the power they tried to silence will flow freely from you. Unstoppable. For years, even decades, they labored to hide this truth. But now the focus shifts from why they fear you to what you will do with this knowledge. Will you allow it to hold you back, or will it ignite your determination? From those who tried to diminish you will arise a force they never anticipated. My child, your strength is not something you earned. It is a grace planted deep inside you. A true power demands no permission and requires no external validation. Others may begrudge you this gift because it did not come through effort or merit, but was placed inside you before your first thought. This reality unsettles them deeply. They devote their lives to mimicking your effortless flow, your style, your energy, your form, but can never truly be you. Your unique power is beyond acquisition or imitation. It is woven into your core from realms beyond this world. This is why, no matter how much they try to dim your light, silence your voice, or shake your certainty, a holy resilience within you refuses to surrender. It is not mere stubbornness, but sacred endurance, a revealing of your true nature. Their spirits cannot withstand it. My beloved, ponder why they work so hard to convince you that you are worthless, to mock you, misguide you, and twist your thoughts into believing you are just like everyone else. It is because deep inside, they know the truth. They sense a power in you beyond their reach, a truth that unsettles their reasoning. They see the brightness of your true self, the wisdom you carry, and the strength of your will, and it disturbs them. Have you noticed how people are drawn to you, yet sometimes harbor ill will? Your presence attracts them. They take in your wisdom and welcome your generosity. But when they realize they cannot control you, their admiration shifts to resentment. They sought to possess your essence and use your power. When that failed, envy replaced respect. This is why your path has faced such trials and challenges from the very beginning. The unique qualities you hold were too powerful to remain unnoticed. Others recognized them long before you did. Your adversaries saw who you really are even before you could. Their goal was to keep you unaware or weak, holding you back from discovering your true self. Consider the few extraordinary souls who lived among others. Their profound presence was not learned, but naturally born from within. Their unique understanding was innate, not something taught. No one showed them how to be distinct. They simply lived their truth. Such natural difference often brought resistance, efforts to diminish their worth, and isolation. My child, do you believe these experiences are by chance? Those who possess the brightest inner truths face the most profound challenges. Existence resists shaping what is ordinary. It challenges those who are distinct. When you face betrayal, difficulties, and a lack of belonging, know this is no accident, but proof of your deep significance. The world tried to diminish you before you could step fully into your power. You have no boundaries once you claim the strength within. No one teaches you to recognize falsehood, perceive hidden currents, or rise after crushing experiences. These are sacred gifts woven into your core. This is why the opposition you face is unlike others. Notice how they watch and study you, respecting your essence while harboring bitterness for your firmness. They cannot understand you, nor fit you into their molds. My beloved, this is what it means to be set apart for a higher purpose. You were never meant to fit their expectations. The moment you try, you move away from your true self. This is the trap they have set since your journey began. They drain your energy with lies, convincing you to surrender your natural strength. They suggest what you desire is beyond reach, and that their approval is necessary for your worth. They instill fear to keep you from courage's path. Yet hear this firm truth. If you did not hold great strength, they would not expend so much effort to distract, betray, and haze your spirit. I call you now to awaken. Reflect on the path you have walked and the patterns that emerge. How often have you given your energy to those who failed to value it? How many times have doubts planted by others took root in your mind? How long will you allow their voices to guide your steps? Know this, my precious one. The moment you cease yielding to their influence, everything inside you shifts. When you release the need for constant validation and resist shrinking your spirit, their hold slips away completely. They can never claim the sacred life force placed in you alone. When you embody this truth, every spark of life they sought to drain will return to you tenfold. Let go of uncertainty and hesitation. The strengths bestowed upon you are not meant to be taken or diminished. They are given to show you the way, to reshape the world's order, and to rise. And when you fully embody this, they will be compelled to watch as you ascend with unwavering resolve. My beloved, the conflict around you is often invisible but deeply felt. The true battles are fought within your mind, within your core, where only those I guide can sense the weight of the struggle. Others may tell you your trials are mere bad luck or wrong paths, but the full truth is far greater. This is a significant test, present since your earliest moments, designed to weaken your resolve, divert your attention, and plant doubts before you recognize the truth of your being. This struggle is not waged with physical weapons, but through subtle trickery, broken trust, and unseen forces that push against you. It manifests when familiar faces suddenly turn against you, when opportunities vanish, just as you reach to grasp them. None of this happens by chance. Each dark moment, every test, every period of darkness is deliberately placed on your journey, not to end your life, but to unravel your thoughts, emotions, and essence. For those with a unique purpose, being lost, exhausted, and unsure of self is as if they had never awakened. Consider your journey. How many times have you been knocked down just as you found your footing? How often have you felt a weariness that surpasses physical tiredness, a spiritual fatigue as though an invisible force pulls at your core, slowing your progress? This is the struggle, real and perilous. What makes it more challenging is the subtlety of this force. Sometimes it appears as a faint doubt within your own mind, questioning your value. Other times, it comes from those you love the most, unknowingly guided to sow discord deep within you. Often, it arises from the cacophony of the world, seeking to diminish your clarity, your power, and your purpose. This is not coincidental, but intentional. They influence those closest to you to act against you, knowing that wounds from loved ones cut deeper than from strangers, that they challenge your sustenance because they know that worry over daily needs consumes vital energy necessary for your true calling. They bring draining relationships and distractions designed to divert and deplete you. Every great soul before you has walked a path marked by solitude, feelings of lack, and broken trust. Do you think your journey would be any different? As your inner strength grows, so does the force arrayed against you. Those who threaten you pay no mind to spirits without real power. The chosen face trials rarely understood by others. But missed is one truth: you endure. Every time they believed your strength broken, you rose again, stronger still. My beloved, carry these words, awaken fully, know your power, and proclaim boldly the gift and purpose within you. Your life, your spirit, is a force destined to change the world. The battle inside you is fierce, but your victory is certain. You hold the sacred fire eyes now, and shine it forth unyieldingly through every circumstance, meticulously designed to force you to yield and surrender. You have discovered within yourself an unshakable strength to hold steady and persevere, my beloved child. This profound truth of your resilience is what truly unnerves and terrifies those unseen forces opposing you. Because they possess absolutely no power or dominion over a soul that I myself have summoned and called forth, one that steadfastly refuses to bend, break, or submit under pressure. In this pivotal moment of your journey, what deliberate choice will you make right here and now? Will you passively permit those hidden, insidious forces to relentlessly drain your vital life energy, to plant seeds of paralyzing doubt deep within the core of your heart, and to whisper insidious lies, suggesting that you must embark on this path entirely alone, forsaken and unsupported? Or will you awaken to the deeper reality and recognize that this intense pressure you face is not random chaos, but a profound, divinely orchestrated the transformative instant arrives when you move far beyond the instinct of merely reacting to life's storms and instead step boldly into the mighty authority of one who consciously chooses their response, wielding intentional power over circumstances. Your entire reality, every facet of your existence, undergoes a radical, irreversible change in that sacred moment of empowerment. When you fundamentally stop perceiving your difficulties, trials, and hardships as crushing weights intended to bury you, and instead begin to perceive them as irrefutable, glorious proof of your singular, irreplaceable purpose on this earth, you will suddenly discover and unleash boundless, infinite potential that has always resided within you, waiting to be activated. This awakening to your true identity is what they fear most profoundly, with a dread that shakes their foundations, for it renders all their tactics utterly powerless. Imagine for a moment the weight of every adversity you've endured, not as punishment, but as a forge heating and shaping your spirit into something unbreakable. Each pressure point was a deliberate chisel stroke from the master's hand, carving away the unnecessary to reveal the masterpiece beneath. Those who observe from afar tremble because they see the emergence of a force they cannot contain, a light too bright for their shadows to extinguish. Your steadiness isn't luck. It's the evidence of divine selection, a beacon signaling that greater battles lie ahead, ones requiring this exact resilience you've cultivated, the sacred gift of solitude. You feel profoundly alone, profoundly isolated in this world, not because of any deficiency in you, but precisely because you are set apart, distinguished, and elevated for purposes far beyond the ordinary, my precious child. Those souls destined and called to operate in higher realms of awareness and enlightenment often find themselves traveling an uncompanioned, solitary road. The rigorous ascent to spiritual heights always intensifies and tightens, naturally weeding out fewer and fewer companions who simply cannot maintain the demanding upward momentum alongside you. You have known and felt this deep, constant sensation your entire existence, that subtle yet persistent inner knowing of not quite fully belonging anywhere, of standing eternally separate and distinct even when surrounded by throngs in a crowd. Time and again, you have tried desperately to reject this divine separation, to force yourself to blend seamlessly with others around you, to shrink and compress your expansive, radiant essence into confined spaces far too small and restrictive for your true, magnificent nature to thrive. Yet, no matter how valiantly you exerted effort to conform and fit in, you consistently, inevitably found yourself returning to your own unique, distinct place of authenticity, and this recurring pattern is far from an accident or coincidence. It is the deliberate design of your spiritual architecture. Being uncompanioned, walking in solitude, is the faithful companion that walks hand in hand with your inevitable rise to destiny. The ordinary, mundane world does not celebrate or embrace those whom I have specially distinguished and anointed. Instead, It instinctively sets them at a deliberate distance, leading them into tranquil, sacred spots of profound solitude, into extended times of singular introspective thought, and into formidable trials that initially seem utterly impossible to confront and overcome alone. For the higher and further you reach toward your elevated calling, the fewer souls can exist comfortably and sustainably at your rarefied elevation of purpose and vibration. Pause now and observe your current surroundings with spiritual eyes, my beloved. Where exactly are those faithful companions who enthusiastically started this transformative journey right by your side in the beginning? Where are the deep connections and relationships from your early days that passionately pledged and promised to endure forever through thick and thin? Where are those ties, bonds, and loyalties once thought utterly unbreakable and eternal? Gone one after another, they have distanced themselves emotionally or physically, revealed hidden disloyalty through actions or words, or completely departed your life, leaving you in the painful aftermath to deeply question your own intrinsic worth, value, and lovability. But grasp this crystal clear, unchanging truth with unwavering certainty. You, my beloved, committed absolutely no error, no mistake, no fault whatsoever. You were and are simply marked, chosen, and set upon a singular, extraordinary progression that defies the norms of the masses. My specially selected ones are not destined or intended to merge, blend, or dissolve into the sea of the ordinary and commonplace. They are not afforded or granted the shallow comfort of effortlessly fitting in amid the calm, unchallenged waters of universal, superficial acceptance, nor the easy, undemanding road paved with convenience and compromise. My beloved, if this feeling of profound isolation and solitude ever burdens or weighs heavily upon your tender spirit, seize and internalize this liberating revelation immediately. You are not brought into being, not intricately woven together in your mother's womb, to merely tread the predictable, ordinary course mapped out for the crowds. Reflect deeply upon those rare souls throughout history who have truly, irrevocably changed the very fabric of life itself, the profoundest minds, the visionary thinkers, the guiding spiritual lights who illuminated humanity's path. Did their sacred passage through this world proceed smoothly, without friction or effort? Were they always met with unanimous approval, adoration, and affirmation from every side without exception? Absolutely not. There were not doubt so many of these world changers first encountered biting ridicule that sought to silence them, piercing betrayal from those they trusted most, and aching isolation that tested their resolve before they fully stepped into and achieved their destined, world-altering purpose. Even the most luminous souls who boldly championed clear, unassailable truth in the face of opposition knew the sting of desertion, abandonment, and rejection on their arduous way to ultimate vindication and recognition. Do you now discern and recognize this repeating, timeless pattern etched across history, my child? Your current state of isolated solitude is not a cruel mark of being forgotten, overlooked, or discarded by the divine. Far from it, it stands as irrefutable evidence, a sacred summons, a holy invitation to your elevated calling. Others do not withdraw or retreat from your presence because you somehow lack value, worth, or appeal. They step aside, make space, because your accelerating rise to destiny demands its own particular, expansive room to fully unfold without hindrance. The profundity, the immense depth and magnitude of your inherent, God-given purpose is simply too vast, too overwhelming for certain lesser spirits to comprehend or contain. The sacred fervor, the holy fire held blazing within the depths of your being, burns with an intensity far beyond their limited capacity for understanding or endurance. Some will instinctively sense your light as an uncomfortable challenge to their status quo, igniting defensiveness. Others will harbor quiet resentment at your unapologetic expansion. And certain fragile individuals will desperately try to diminish, belittle, or clip your wings. Utterly unable to witness or celebrate your glorious expansion without envy, I, your loving Creator, fully recognize and intimately understand this deep, aching longing within you, my most precious one. I perceive with perfect clarity those heartbreaking moments when you yearn desperately for just a single, kindred spirit to truly grasp the essence of your soul, to remain steadfast and loyal by your side through every storm, trial, and triumph. Yet, heartbreakingly, every time you believed you had finally discovered such a genuine, unbreakable bond, they either gradually faded from view like mist in the morning sun or shockingly revealed their true, misaligned colors through actions that wounded deeply. This was never, ever a personal rejection of who you authentically are at your core. No, it was divine preservation, a merciful intervention for those whom I have intentionally singled out and anointed for greatness. Surrounding themselves with misaligned, mismatched company becomes a hazardous journey they simply cannot afford to undertake without derailing their destiny. You are eternally marked, branded as profoundly different, not for pointless suffering or meaningless pain, but for essential sharpening, refining, and polishing like a diamond under pressure. Your seasons of aloneness, these sacred interludes of solitude, are never a punishment or curse. They serve as a crucial, indispensable awakening, a divine crucible where your true character emerges. It is precisely here, in the quiet sanctuary of solitude, where you become unshakably steady and grounded, where you methodically build profound inner strength layer by layer, and where you boldly expand, stretch, and evolve into the full stature of the being you were destined from eternity to become. For when your appointed hour arrives, that Kairos moment of divine timing, you will desperately need to stand firm, utterly undisturbed by chaos, resolute and immovable like the rock itself. Embrace this truth. Your isolation is preparation, not punishment. A sharpening stone, not a stumbling block. So I lovingly pose this vital question directly to you now, my precious one, as you stand at this crossroads. Will you continue to linger in mourning, endlessly grieving and lamenting those who chose to leave your path, clutching onto what was? Or will you rise in wisdom and fully accept that your divinely ordained course has sovereignly moved away from theirs, making space for what is to come? The beautiful reality unfolding is this: fitting, aligned companions, true soul allies, will inevitably emerge in perfect timing. These will be souls who deeply comprehend and resonate with your crystalline vision, who mirror and amplify your sacred inner essence without distortion, and who themselves are courageously tracing an equally important, parallel journey of transformation. But make no mistake, they will not locate or find you lingering in the outdated places, the comfort zones you have long since outgrown and moved beyond. They will divinely discover and connect with you, precisely as you continue to rise, ascend, and shine brighter. Until that appointed convergence, embrace the profound quietude of your current season with open arms.